Good morning, students. Today we are going to talk about one of the important communicable disease known as malaria. Malaria is very important disease, especially for Indian continent, as it is one of the very common problem seen in India. Malaria is a parasitic disease, protozoal disease caused due to class of Plasmodium and which is transmitted to human through an infected female Anopheles mosquito. In malaria we are being seen intermittent periodical type of fever, paroxysmal fever, which is being characteristically seen in malaria along with associated symptoms like headache and other things. In this, the typical fever is one of the most important presentation in which is having different distinct stages. First, that is cold stage, second, that is heat stage, and followed by a sweating stage. The clinical features of malaria vary from mild to the severe and complicated according to the species present, immunological status of the patient, intensity of infection and presence of concomitant conditions like malnutrition and other diseases. The febrile paroxysms occur with an definite intermittent periodicity, typically repeating on every third or fourth day depending upon the type of species. Now we'll see the epidemiological factors. First is agent, as we are being knowing that malaria is being caused due to bite of infected female Anopheles mosquito, which is a vector by which the malaria is being malarial parasite is being getting transmitted to the human beings. So main agent is Plasmodium, while the female Anopheles mosquito is vector mode of transmission. So that is the structure of Plasmodium, which is being representing mitochondria, apoplast, nucleus, microtubules, microneme, apical ends, dense granules, ribosomes, merocyte coat, plasma membranes. In this, malaria in man is caused by the different species, which are Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium ovale. The severity of malaria is being related depending on the species which is being affecting the human being. First, for better understanding, we need to understand the life cycle of malaria. In this, malarial parasite undergoes two important stages of development. First stage or first cycle is called as a sexual cycle or human cycle. Second stage, that is called as sexual cycle or mosquito cycle. So we'll see about the first cycle in human being. For that, the infected female Anopheles mosquito bites the human being. After biting, the sporozoites enters into the bloodstream, which reaches within an hour to the hepatic cells or liver. They goes into the liver cells and starts developing there. Then after development in the hepatocytes, they again goes into the bloodstream for further maturation, and they gets mature into a form of schizont. This schizont then ruptures the merozoites. These merozoites enters into the RBC, which is the main seat of action of malaria. Malaria is mainly affecting the blood cell RBC. So after entering into RBC, again these merozoites starts developing into the different stages like trophozoites, then erythrocytic schizonts gets formed. After full maturation of these erythrocytic schizonts, they get ruptured and they releases number of again different merozoites. Along with this merozoites, they also releases two gametocytes, two types of gametocytes. One is male gametocyte and other is female gametocyte. These two gametocytes are being required for the next cycle in mosquito or sexual cycle. If the person is not transmitting both these gametocytes, then there will be interruption in the cycle of mosquito. So these two gametocytes are being essential for completion of the cycle in the mosquito. So when the normal mosquito bites such a kind of human being infected with this male and female gametocytes, these male and female gametocytes enters into this mosquito. They gets converted into two forms, microgamete and macrogamete. Macrogamete is nothing but the female counterpart of gametocyte, while microgamete is a male counterpart. These two macrogametes and microgametes get chemoattractive process which occurs and which gets fertilized and forms zygote. The zygote further starts developing and goes into the development stage that is called as ookinete. Ookinetes are again further goes and forms a cystic stage that is called as oocyst. Oocyst again goes in the stage of development, and after full maturation it get burst out and releases the sporozoites which are getting formed in the stomach, and these sporozoites reaches to the saliva of the mosquito. Now this mosquito is an infected mosquito. If such a kind of mosquito bites a human being, then it can transmit the parasite to that normal human being. Next is man, which is an intermediate host of the plasmodium, while mosquito is a definitive host. So we'll say that a sexual cycle begins when an infected mosquito bites a person and injects the sporozoites. When the sporozoite enters a person, further pathology takes place in a definite phases. Definitive phases are being seen as follows: in a sexual cycle, hepatic phase, erythrocytic phase, and gametocytic phase. In hepatic phase, a sporozoite disappears within 60 minutes, that is within 1 hour from the peripheral circulation, and reaches to the liver. Many of them getting destroyed by the phagocytes, but some are being able to reach the liver. After reaching into the liver, it starts developing, settles into the hepatocytes. After 1 to 2 weeks, sporozoites being developed into the hepatic schizont. The hepatic schizonts eventually burst and releasing a shower of merozoites. Sometimes the intrahepatic schizont, which are not being burst, they remain dormant inside the liver. That's why we see, this is one of the important reason why we see the relapses in the malaria. So malaria having such a kind of remissions are also going to occur if these schizonts lie dormant within the liver cell. Because they later on grow and causing infection second time. Next, once the parasite enters the liver, they do not re-invade the liver. This is followed by erythrocytic phase, so which merozoites are being quickly destroyed, but a significant number of them attach to the specific receptors in the RBCs. The merozoites then penetrate the RBC, enters into the RBC, and pass through the stages of tropozoites to the schizont. Erythrocytic phase ends with the liberation of these merozoites that infect the fresh RBCs again, leading to a relapse of fever, febrile phase with 3 stages. The cycle is being repeated over and over again until it is being slowed by an immune response. The duration of the erythrocytic phase is constant for each species. For Plasmodium falciparum, vivax and ovale, it is 48 hours, that is 2 days. Then for Plasmodium malariae, it is 72 hours. Then in gametogeny, in all Plasmodium species, some erythrocytic forms do not divide but become male and female gametocytes. These are sexual forms of the parasites which are infective to the mosquito. Now the sexual cycle. Sexual cycle or sporogony begins when the gametocytes are ingested by the vector mosquito when feeding on an infected person. The gametocytes continue further development in the mosquito. The first event to take place inside the stomach of the mosquito is exflagellation of the male gametocytes. 4 to 8 threads like filaments called macrogametes are developed. Female gametes undergo a process of maturation and becomes a female gamete, macrogamete. By the process called chemotaxis, microgametes are attracted towards the female gamete, and one of which causes fertilization in the female gamete. A zygote is being getting formed by such a kind of process. The zygote is a first motionless body, and after a period of 18 to 24 hours it becomes motile. This is known as ookinete, which penetrates the stomach wall of the mosquito and develops into an oocyst on the outer surface of the stomach. The oocyst grows rapidly and develops within its numerous sporocytes into the body cavity of the mosquito. Many of the sporocytes migrate to the salivary glands of the mosquito. Now the mosquito becomes an infective to man. The period of time required for the development of parasite from the gametocyte to the sporocyte stage in the body of the mosquito is about 10 to 20 days, depending on the favorable conditions. The conditions include atmospheric temperature and humidity. This period is also referred as extrinsic incubation period. Reservoir of the infection. Human reservoir is a person who harbors the sexual forms, that is gametes. The patient can be a carrier of several plasmodium species at the same time. Children are more likely to be carriers than adults. There are certain conditions to be fulfilled in the state of reservoir. The person must harbor both the sexes of the gamete in the blood. The gametocytes must be mature. The gametocytes must be viable. The gametocyte must be present in a sufficient density to infect the mosquitoes. There must be at least 12 gametocytes per cubic mm of blood, then only it can cause the infection. Period of communicability. Malaria is communicable as long as mature viable gametocytes exist in the circulation of blood in a sufficient density to affect the mosquito. Gametocytes are the most numerous during the early stage of infection, around 1000 per cubic mm of blood. They also tend to occur in waves in the peripheral blood. Period of communicability as long as relapses. Vivax and oval malaria tend to relapse more than 3 years after the patient's first attack. Recurrence of falciparum usually disappears within 1 to 2 years. Plasmodium malaria has a tendency to cause prolonged low-level asymptomatic parasitemia. Host factor. First is age. It affects all age groups, especially newborn infants have seen to be having considerable resistance due to high concentration of fetal hemoglobin for first 6 months, and for during that period they are being getting protected. Once the adult hemoglobin appears, they become susceptible. Gender. Male are more frequently exposed than females as they are being going more outdoors. Females are better clothed than males. These are the two reasons why males are being more susceptible. Race. Individuals with AS hemoglobin sickle cell trait have mild illness. Pregnancy increases the risk for malaria in women. Malaria during pregnancy may cause the intrauterine death of the fetus and may cause premature labor or abortion. Socioeconomic development. Malaria demonstrated relationship between health and socioeconomic development. It has been observed that malaria has disappeared from most developed countries due to their socioeconomic development. Housing. Ill ventilated and ill lighted rooms is a typical environment where the mosquito is like to live, and favorable environment for their development and breeding. Population mobility. Laborers connected with engineering, irrigation, agriculture and other projects, migrating nomads are the more disposed for the development of the malaria. Occupation. Malaria is predominantly a rural disease and has a direct connection with agriculture and its related occupation. Human habits such as sleeping out of doors, nomadism, absence of personal protective measures increase the risk of contracting malaria. Immunity. Epidemic malaria is influenced by an immune status of the population. Immunity is acquired only after repeated exposure over several